So to know fear and how to overcome it, first I narrate a story to you. The story is of farmer's donkey. The donkey fell into a well and he cried for hours as the farmer does not able to distinguish what to do. Finally the farmer decided that the animal was old and the well was needed to be covered up anyway, and it wasn't worth trying to retrieve the donkey. So he called the neighbors for help. Each neighbor grabbed a shovel and started to shovel dirt over him. At first, the donkey realized what was happening, so he cried in fear. But suddenly, he went into silence. After lots of shovel later, the farmer looked into the well, and he was stunned by what he saw. With each shovel of dirt that hits the donkey's back, the donkey was doing something amazing. He just shake off the dirt and take a step up. As the neighbors continued to shovel dirt over the animal, he continued to shake the dirt and take a step up. Finally, everyone amazed to see that donkey was stepping the edge of the well and trotted off. So, the moral of this story is that life is giving showers of all kinds, whether we like it or not. The only trick to get out of this hole is to shake it off and take a step up. Even the deepest well can be climbed by not giving and never stopping attitude. The two basic obstacles for achieving success, happiness, fulfillment and inner peace are fear and worry. Both fear and worry comes from our fight and flight response, which we have developed in our ancient times and reduces our chances of death. But these emotions comes in various forms and harms many organs of our body. For example, anger weakens our heart, grief weakens the lungs, fear weakens the kidneys and worry weakens the stomach. Now the basic questions arises, what is fear? Why fear is important to us? What is fear of rejection and what are the ways to deal with the fear? So in this video, we will go through all these questions. So what is fear? Fear is nothing but a physical reaction to thinking about the consequences we don't want. And this physical reaction creates electrical energy in our brain that transfers to all our physical body. Therefore, we see people who live fearful lives are constantly sick and have a long range of illness, because all kinds of fear are stress related and deplete the immune system. The only key to achieving a successful life is having a winning mindset attitude and know how to overcome fear and worry rather than letting control you. Always remember, worrying is like praying a thing we don't want. Now, why fear is important to us? So to understand fear, we know that fear is an important response in all human beings, because we see in evolutionary times the most fearless animals like dinosaurs are less able to survive because they have not retreated from the dangerous situations. But nowadays this fear has converted into shyness, fear of failure, fear of rejection and fear of moving ahead from where we are now. For example, when we see a scary movie, we get frightened. We know that by seeing a scary movie, we does not have any physical danger. Yet, our fear hormones dramatically increases. Why? Because our body and brain cannot able to distinguish what are real frightening situations and what are frightening situations designed to us. What is fear of rejection? So to understand rejection, we must understand that rejection will happen to us constantly when we are moving forward. Any person who has achieved a significant level of success knows how to deal with fear that comes along the way. We are rejected every day when we ask for pay rise and they say no, when we ask for someone to date and they say no, when we share our great idea to anyone and they don't appreciate it. But this doesn't mean that our situation or condition become worse after rejection. But we should be on better off after rejection, because we should know what to modify and approach to have a better shot next time. So the basic question arises, why this fear of rejection is so hand-wired in our brain? The answer lies in the ancient system, because in ancient times, being rejected by the society reduced our odds for survival. This is why most people experience fear and panic when they are rejected. But this situation is not so serious in present time. Being rejected always have a good chance of getting a new community, a new partner and a new job. But our body and brain can react on rejection as it were a life-threatening situation. Now the last question comes, how to deal with the fear? So there are some ways to deal with the fear. First, take a time out. If you are feeling threatened or intimidated by any situation, do first thing, make your physically calm down. Because when you are full of anxious and fearful, you will not think clearly. So take a 15-minute off, or go for a walk, make a cup of tea or coffee, or take a shower. Second, be realistic. Many people convince themselves that they are going to fail at something because they had failed something else in the past. But their thinking make fear more worse than reality. Always remember of the good times when you have overcome the obstacles and achieved something. You have done it before and you can do it again. Third, put a time limit on it. Make a conscious decision that after rejection, you will stop thinking about that rejection after a particular time period or a specific time period. Because if you don't stop thinking about that rejection, you will end up into a long-term depression, and this will make the condition more worse. For example, when you are rejected by anything, put a time limit that after 8 p.m., after 9 p.m., you will stop thinking about that thing. Fourth, go to the basics. Many people use drugs and alcohols to self-treat the anxiety, hoping it will make them better, but the condition will become worse. The best medicines to cure anxiety and fear are good sleep and a good meal. Fifth, call to a friend who has the ability to talk to you and who can understand and who can explain you about the negativity of the fear. Sixth, read, watch and listen something motivational. Lastly, when you feel anxious or fearful, think about the worst result would happen, whether it is a phone call, presentation or relationship goes horribly wrong. The sun will still come up in the next morning and the life will move on. So in my terms, fear has two meanings. Forget everything and run. Face everything and rise. The choice is yours. And always remember, fear does not prevent death, it prevents life. Thank you.